That kind of cinema has very few times it come. It might come. More of the concept is it's all about money. Which film if you make, which audience will be appeased. So I think in that aspect they have lost the connect to the very native audience. But South, urbanization is less in our cities. There are only 1 or 2 cities. The market is not because so majority of the marketing is more for rural audience. If I say I'm a guy of constantly being abroad, a guy who was born and brought up in abroad,
dancing somewhere in Switzerland.
Yeah, don't matter. Even if you're born and brought up there, but you have to come back and do something. Yes, that's a connect we made. Because of the 70 to 80% of the market is very rural market. So unknowingly or knowingly or strategically, we have to be very rural connect. The rural connect is more of a Bharatita. It is not within quotes we want to say Hinduism, Islam, it's the culture which will be represented. I think that's what it is resonating with the rest of the India, rest of the Bharat.
Now that you have brought in this, aspect, one of the key factors, even traditionally in Indian psyche, temples were not just places of worship.
It's a place of learning.
Places of learning, arts, culture. Even most of the dance were performed in temples. Literature is preserved, even banking system. But that is a core issue at the heart of many, discussions in southern part. How do you see this? This entire thing about controlling temples or siphoning temple money to some government activity. And that has been a lot of issue. In fact, at one point you had proposed in your Varahi Yatra about the protection board.
Yeah, because for me, I'll look at this. For me, I had seen it's very difficult and very thin line. Because government is a regulating body, not a body of authority, not a body where to accept the funds of the temple. But the problem is the funds, if it goes into the state exchequer, there is an issue. That's what I think, I remember one of the sayings of Chanakya says, if a temple's money is usurped, there is it cannot be forgiven.
Dharma.
It's ultimate sin. So when I have read that, I was thinking, why? It is only because people either to they go to a temple, they go to a goddess or god, they pray something like, if let me bring out of my misery. And I'm grateful to you. Either way, with a lot of karma, they put some money into it. So there is a very strong karma attached to it. That's why if anyone touches temple money, it will ruin them eventually. It comes with a lot of psychic garbage. If you don't want to talk about dharma, but for me, it is the money given is with a lot of psychic weight, and eventually that will hit you. That's what I understood, and that's what I have interpreted. So when governments have taken that money, which is supposed to, if you collect a fund from the temple, it's supposed to be confined for those dharmic purposes, of making those premises a better place and making it more convenient to the concerned devotees. But if government takes it, then that is and uses that fund is an issue. So why I propose the Sanatan Dharma Raksha Board is, for me, always I look at if there is a board for Islam, Waqf Board is there to protect their properties, how come we don't have that such kind of board? This part was spoken in very closed door meetings, but never said outside as a political leader. It might cause a lot of maybe implications. I don't fear those implications. For me, I think that's where I make a difference, because I don't feel threatened I don't feel insecure. If Islam, which entered quite late into India, into Bharat, and if they could get a Waqf Board to protect the so-called properties were given, whatever, let us say, whatever given to them or granted to them, they're able to protect their properties. How come Each and every village you go, the entirety of most of the village lands belong to that Devata or Devi. And all lands with a Sat. And there is no questioning board. And what happens to certain income, we don't know. And on the top of it, there is a endowments board is there. Endowments board is a part of the government. And they don't do the proper obligatory duties, what is necessary to be done for the temples. So there is a lot of gap. I think I was looking at this protection board to make sure it is a monitoring agency, it's a regulating agency, which should be a combination of both government and private trusts. More of the people of dharmic in nature or mathadhipatis. This act should be completely come to the entirety of India.